Hi there, I'm Bird. I am the CEO of Inclusive Intimacy with Bird, and I am a certified sex and relationship coach as well as a certified sex educator. Most of us were never taught how to communicate in a healthy way, yet we're supposed to be amazing at conflict, boundaries, and healthy communication with zero training. So if you ever leave a conversation thinking, how did I end up here, or what just happened, this video is for you. With Authority Magazine, these are my top 5 tips to be an effective communicator. Want to know more about how to be an effective communicator? Check out my article with Authority Magazine down in the description below. Okay, let's get into it. My first tip is active listening. So active listening is listening to understand instead of what we usually do, which is listening to prepare our rebuttal or to respond. Most of us think we're listening, but really we're preparing what we're going to say in our heads instead of truly being present. Active listening is not only slowing down to make sure you hear what the speaker is saying, but also reflecting back what you heard to make sure you got it right. You could use a phrase like, so what I'm hearing is, insert what it is you heard, and then say something like, is that right? So give the speaker a chance to kind of correct some things that maybe you didn't hear quite right. Active listening does a few things that not only helps the speaker feel heard, listened to, and validated, but it also prevents misunderstanding. Now I know that this first tip of active listening to be an effective communicator is kind of backwards, but listening well is one of the fastest ways to be heard. Okay, tip number 2 is empathy. Empathy is recognizing somebody's emotional state and being able to relate to it in some way. Often I teach my clients who are couples to be empathetic to what it is that their partner is experiencing instead of immediately jumping in to defend or that's not what really happened or whatever it is. Starting with the emotions first is really empathy. So empathy can look like, that makes sense why you'd feel hurt by that, or I can really see why that would make you upset. Empathy is what makes people feel emotionally safe, seen, and validated, which can make things like compromise and change possible. Okay, my third tip to be an effective communicator is clarity. Clarity is expressing your thoughts, needs, desire, boundaries in a way that is clear and understandable, which usually means specific. When communication is vague, our brains automatically fill in the blanks with our assumptions, and that is where communication can multiply. In my work with couples, I hear a lot of generalized statements like, you always do this, you never do that, instead of specific, concrete, clear asks. These statements like, you never help around the house, are hard to solve because they're not specific. What does that even mean, right? So translating this into a specific request or a specific complaint is really helpful. For example, I feel really upset when I'm cleaning up after dinner and you're sitting on the couch watching TV. Can we talk more about that? Okay, my fourth tip to be an effective communicator is emotional regulation. Emotional regulation is noticing your emotions and your physical sensations when you're having a conversation and tending to them if need be. When you're regulated, you can listen, think, and respond effectively instead of just reacting out of strong emotions. During conflict, it is completely normal to not feel 100% neutral. You might be feeling sad, angry, anxious, but the key here is to pause and regulate when you feel like these emotions are becoming too overwhelming. So taking a pause might sound like, I feel myself becoming really activated. Can we pause for 20 minutes and then we can meet back in the kitchen and continue? And then when you're on that break, do something that is not thinking about the fight and how you're going to respond. Do something that's regulating, whether going on a walk, hanging out with a pet, listening to some music, or something similar. My fifth tip is repair, and repair is what you do when communication goes off track, which it will. Repair is noticing the impact, taking responsibility, and apologizing so that you can come back to being connected. So a repair might look like, I realized what I said did not land the way I intended. I'm sorry about the impact. Can we talk about that? The research shows that the closest couples are that way, not because they never make mistakes, but because they know how to repair well. All right, those are my 5 tips. Thank you so much for sticking around. What are your favorite communication hacks to be an effective communicator? Comment those down below. And if you would like to get in touch with me or learn a little bit more about me, visit inclusiveintimacywithbird.com. See you.